Well, it's that time of year again. And as you can see, I'm fasting, Islam style. When most people think of fasting, they think of not eating. They think of abstaining from food. But in Islam, aka opposite world, fasting means gorging yourself with food multiple times per day. I guess you could say that Muhammad's followers are abstaining, in a weird sense, during Ramadan. They're abstaining from not gorging themselves with endless piles of delicious food. Islamic fasting is what we would ordinarily call feasting. For comparison, the closest thing non-Muslims have to Ramadan in the US is Thanksgiving dinner. That's our big meal of the year. But Ramadan goes on for a month, and they have 2 gigantic meals per day. Imagine having 2 Thanksgiving dinners per day, every day, for an entire month. Pretty gross, right? Pure gluttony. Now imagine having 2 Thanksgiving dinners per day, every day, for an entire month, and calling it fasting. Imagine gorging yourself with food until you almost pass out, multiple times per day, over and over again, day after day, while you announce to the world, "See how devout I am? I'm fasting." Strange use of the word fasting, isn't it?
A common attack against Ramadan comes from critics who mock fasting in Islam, saying Muslims claim they fast, but in reality, they feast. They eat 2 giant meals daily, like having 2 Thanksgiving dinners every day for a month. That's self-discipline. It's gluttony. At first glance, this seems like a clever argument. If fasting means abstaining from food, how can Muslims eat before and after fasting hours and still call it fasting? This argument is built on deception, exaggeration, and a lack of understanding of Islamic fasting. In this video, we'll break down what fasting actually means in Islam, why Ramadan is a spiritual discipline, not an indulgence, how Islam prohibits overeating even in Ramadan, the double standards of critics who ignore similar fasting practices in Christianity and Judaism, scientific evidence supporting the health benefits of Ramadan fasting. Let's expose the fallacy behind this claim and set the record straight. Fasting in Islam, Psalm, is far more than just avoiding food. It is an act of self-discipline, purification, and devotion to Allah. The Quran states, "O you who have believed, fasting has been prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may attain taqwa, God consciousness." Quran 2:183. Fasting in Islam includes no food or drink from dawn till sunset, no intimate relations during fasting hours, avoiding bad speech, arguing, or sinful behavior, a focus on prayer, gratitude, and charity. This isn't just a diet, it's an intense spiritual discipline, testing one's ability to control desires, purify the soul, and strengthen faith. If fasting was about feasting, why would Islam command Muslims to abstain from eating and drinking for 15+ hours a day? Critics completely ignore this reality and focus only on what happens after fasting ends. A common accusation is, Muslims eat 2 massive meals a day. That's not fasting, that's feasting. Let's analyze this claim logically. The 2 meals in Ramadan. 1. Suhoor, pre-dawn meal, a light meal before dawn to provide energy for the day. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, recommended simple, moderate eating. Many people eat just dates, water, fruits, and light meals. 2. Iftar, meal after sunset. Fast is traditionally broken with dates and water, followed by a normal meal, not a feast. The Prophet, peace be upon him, discouraged overeating. Nowhere in Islam is overeating encouraged. In fact, Islam explicitly condemns gluttony. Islam forbids overeating. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned, "The worst vessel a human can fill is his stomach. A few bites are enough to keep a person alive. If he must eat more, then he should divide his stomach into 3 parts, 1/3 for food, 1/3 for drink, and 1/3 for air." Islam doesn't promote gorging on food, it discourages it. If some Muslims overeat in Ramadan, that is their personal failure, not a teaching of Islam. Would you say Christmas promotes gluttony just because some Christians overeat? No. Critics say Eating before and after fasting hours is feasting, not fasting. If that's true, then all religious fasting traditions are fake. Christianity, Jesus, peace be upon him, fasted for 40 days, Matthew 4:2. Christians fast during Lent, where they eat at certain times, just like Ramadan. Judaism, Yom Kippur fasting requires abstaining from food until sunset, then eating a meal. Hinduism and Buddhism, many monks fast during the day and eat at night, just like Ramadan. Why is only Islamic fasting mocked while other religious fasts are respected? This is clear Islamophobia and hypocrisy. While critics mock fasting, science confirms its massive benefits. Scientific benefits of fasting: boosts metabolism. Intermittent fasting helps in fat burning and energy production. Improves brain function, reduces risk of neurodegenerative diseases. Detoxifies the body, supports cell repair and renewal. Increases self-discipline, helps in overcoming addictions and bad habits. Doctors and scientists promote intermittent fasting as a health miracle. If doctors call fasting a super diet, why do critics mock Ramadan? Did Prophet Muhammad feast in Ramadan? Some claim Muslims feast in Ramadan, but what about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him? How the Prophet fasted: broke his fast with dates and water, ate only one meal after sunset, not multiple large meals, lived a simple, humble lifestyle, even in Ramadan. If the Prophet never feasted in Ramadan, how can critics claim Ramadan is about feasting? Did this clear misconceptions? Like, share, and comment below. What are your thoughts? Let's discuss with logic and facts. Subscribe for more powerful responses and Islamic insights. Assalamu alaikum.